the only game in the entire country that has survived tonight is here at ATU Sligo, and the champions are here, the Electric Ireland Sigerson Cup champions, Ulster University, warming up, and I use that word advisedly because it's very cold here. A little bit of rain about 10 minutes ago, but thankfully it's just stopped, which is great. So great conditions and the pitch is fine, everybody's happy. Don't know what they're talking about in the rest of the country. It's all good here in Sligo for a game, and it's brilliant to be able to bring it to you. First class rivals, ATU Sligo and Ulster University. In fact, 21 years ago they met at this venue and it went to penalties, and Paul Forker got the winning penalty. I wonder if we'll have that kind of drama tonight. Well, for Ulster University, their management are out there, and Paul Rouse is the one doing the talking at the minute. They move in a bit closer again. Come on, lads, move in there. Big group of them there. And Barry Dillon, the manager from, of course, the college that won the Sigerson Cup in Tralee earlier last year. And here we are now on the 7th of January, all set to go again. This is where it starts, the only game surviving tonight. I'm delighted to say that Liam O'Gormley is with me, Sligo Games Manager. But Liam, the first thing to establish is your loyalty tonight, or your connections tonight, because you were at Jordanstown. You studied up there.
Yeah, I studied in Jordanstown from about 2000 to 2004, 2005. So, yeah.
So that year I mentioned, do you remember it?
Yeah, I think I was actually involved with that group of players. So I was. Yeah, I was in around that time. So
well, Tommy Joe was telling me before the game, he said it was Paul Forker got the winner from a penalty. It went to penalties here. Do you remember that? No?
Yeah, I think I vaguely remember the penalties. It's good. It's a good while ago now, so it is, like, you know. But I see Paul Rouse is out there with them. Like, I'd have played fresher football with Paul Rouse. Probably fresher football with the likes of Mickey Walsh and Danny Hughes and a lot of those guys. Like, so yeah, I had a great time in UUJ. Really enjoyed it. And look at Tommy Joe, still there. He's the heart and soul of Jordanstown, so he is.
Michael Walsh, who played for Down in that 1999 All-Ireland minor team.
That'd be him, that'd be Mickey.
With Benny Coulter and those boys.
Yep, so he was...
Liam Doyle.
Liam Doyle, like, then would have played, as was in the tackling squares with the likes of John Toll and Philly Lohar and them fellas at Sigerson level, so...
And you survived.
I don't know how I did with the size of me, but I survived it all right. Look at the very good players back around that time as well, you know. Very, very strong GAA college. It always has been, and there's a great spirit up there for Gaelic football in the college, like so there is. But it's really driven by Paul now over the last probably 10, 15 years, and Tommy Joe. They churn out teams year after year.
Let's talk about the other college, so ATU Sligo, and let's talk about the conditions here and the pitch. You were telling me it's snowing 5 miles out the road.
About that, if you come in the other side of Colooney, heading out towards Tubbercurry and go to the far side of it, it's fairly dodgy out that country. But once you come into the main road coming from Colooney into here, you swear it's a completely different country. So it is. It's the conditions here are actually beautiful for at this time of year.
I wouldn't go that far.
Yeah, but for football it's dry. There's no wind, no rain at the moment, so hopefully it stays that way.
Well, for the 7th of January it's tropical, you know, but now we do have about 6 layers on each. But here, let's get to the main stuff. Let's get to the teams, and we're going to start with a home team as we usually do, and that will be ATU Sligo. Now, we don't know if there's any late changes, but we'll go to the 1 to 15, and you'll know a lot of these lads, so maybe you're better talking through it than me.
Yeah, well, I suppose a lot of the lads have come through Sligo squads, and there's a couple of Longford lads there, there's Leitrim lads, you know, Mayo lads involved in the squad. Like, so Keane Kilcoyne would have been goalkeeper on the under-20 team that beat Mayo a couple of years ago. Dylan Walsh would have been on...
Hold on, there's 2 Dylan Walshes, Dylan at 2 and Dylan at 7.
Yes, so they used to call them at the time when they played under 21 together as Dylan I and Dylan Y. So Dylan Walsh with the Y is from Eastern Harps. He's part of the Sligo senior panel at the moment, so he is, and he was on the Eastern Harps team that won the intermediate championship there in Sligo this year. Conor Johnson is another one. He won Connacht titles at minor and under 20 with Sligo over the last number of years from Clonmullen Arena. Big strapping young fella at full back. Richard O'Rourke, I think he's
4 Masters in Donegal. He played last year in the Sigerson as well, and we were down here the game against Galway. He played that day too.
Yeah, and they have a fantastic underage structure in 4 Masters. It's fantastic.
This is our second live stream of the year. We did the final up at St Paul's on New Year's Day, where they won it for the 2nd year in a row. So yeah, he's in there. Number 6 is that Radek Obervan?
Obervan, like he's on the Leitrim. He's on the Leitrim senior panel for the last year or two. Would have played under 20 for Leitrim as well. Another big strong lad at 6, so he is.
And then Belmullet midfield. They're both from Belmullet.
Yeah, I wouldn't really know the two boys in the middle of the field.
Ivers played last year in the game as well. He was a late starter for that game. So, and then Carey at number 11. He's Longford from Clongish.
A very good player. He's in the senior setup at the moment with Michael Solon. So he's a very, very, very good player. He's a good underage player for Longford. I think they went to a Leinster minor final as well, and he was part of them. He was their main player. And
we'll watch out for 13, Emmanuel Shehu, talking about the St Paul's tournament, the minor tournament up in Belfast. He played in the final last year for Cavan Gales in it. Super player, and he played again. So he's last year, so it's probably his second year. So that's ATU Sligo lining out in blue. Let's go on to Ulster University, the champions. Now there could, as I say, be a few changes. Just looking up here and seeing the captain, by the way, of Sligo is their number 14, Dara O'Boyle from Calgary St Joseph's. And I'm just looking to see who's taking captaincy for Ulster University. As we look at their team, we'll pick that up in a second. But Ronan McGeehan in goals again. He's the only Donegal man out there for them tonight. There's 6 from Tyrone. And you have Dara Curran from Loch McCrory, for example, at number 2. Aaron Jones is Derry Connolly in Fermanagh. 12 as a captain, that's Conor Cusham. Not too surprised about that. He's from Donegal. He was the vice captain last year, so he's captaining tonight. Ryan McGill is here, but he's not stripped out. He's injured. Danny McGill is in. That's a cousin of Ryan's at number 7. Former Liverpool John Moores. He played at the finals in DCU a few years ago, so he's now with Ulster University. Fionnán O'Brien is Devonish at number 4. Owen McAvoy from Maherfeld is 6. Josh Lago Ellis is number 5, of course played last year. Senan Carr is 8 from Clonduff. 9 Oisin McCann, Killy Clougher. And then in the forwards you have Charlie Diamond, Balahi, Eamon Brown, Clonduff, Conor Cush, as I say, at 12, Kieran Daly, Trillick, and all Tyrone full forward line, because Owen Michael Home, he's new this year, from Loch McCrory at 14. And Danny Fullerton from Carrickmore is at number 15, and I don't know if you know him, Liam, but he's got a bullet of a shot off his left foot. Fine player. So we are almost ready for the start of the game, but to point out, Ulster University, if you're expecting to see the likes of the Canavans in action, they're not. Dara has moved on. Rory obviously has a pressing issue coming up with Errigal Kieran. No Niall Loughlin either from last year. So a good few changes, but you know, the beauty of college is that they all have a chance to bring in the likes of subs who can put their hand up here.
Yeah, and I suppose Sligo also missing the 2 Kildare Strandhill lads, Ross Doherty and Mark McDaniel as well. They have the semi-final at the weekend, so I suppose the couple of guys with the club, like I know I've watched Mackelholm. Mackelholm's a very, very good player from Tyrone as well. Was part of the under 20 All Ireland winning team there 2 years ago. A very, very good player. So it's star-studded. Some very, very good players of under 20 over the last couple of years. So Down have been in All Ireland final, Tyrone have been in All Ireland final, Sligo have been in an All Ireland final. So they're right across the board. There's a lot of those players involved tonight. Looking
out to see who's lining out at midfield, and for ATU Sligo 5 and 10 have gone in there. So that's Mark Walsh and Joe Keeney from, well, they're both Sligo men, so they're out in the middle. Well, there's bound to be a lot of Sligo men. 11, I think, starting from Sligo in ATU Sligo, whereas Ulster University 6 Tyrone, 3 Fermanagh, 3 Down, 2 from Derry. The floodlights, I'm told, aren't that fantastic, so I hope you're able to see better than I am when the natural light here. The referee is Liam Devaney from Mayo. So here we go, January the 7th, 2025. Still seems a bit odd to be saying that, but we are 1 week in, and the new rules are not being used here, just to underline that before the game. And one other line or two that we were given. Would you believe there are 361 clubs throughout Ireland represented in the Sigerson this year? Kerry have 54 players involved. This is in all of the squads. Sligo at 23, Donegal 40, Tyrone 25. So lots of clubs with a lot of interest in all of the games. But this is the only game being played tonight, the only one that survived the weather. And it's Ulster University winning the ball in the middle of the field right away. And Oisin McCann was robust there, shall we say, at the start. And you see now, well, I'm looking in the naked eye here, and it's very dark over that far side, so the floodlights don't seem to be fully on, but we are able to adjust our camera to try and help you there to be able to see, but not fantastic. This is McCann, who I was referencing, so they put the ball in there, but it's come all the way back out again. But yeah, Liam Gormley is with me, and Liam, the lights would usually be a bit better.
Yeah, to see the lot of the lights are missing on that far side, especially in that bottom corner where the lads are at the moment. So look, it's I suppose when they're on the ball and close, it's not too bad, but for the viewer that's here tonight, it's a little bit more difficult to see it. Like,
Yeah, it's very almost foggy over on that far side, but they're bringing the ball out now into the middle. I was expecting the lights to get a bit brighter. Usually they do in the last couple of minutes before a game when you go to venues like this, but they haven't come on. So our cameraman and director has spotted that they haven't come on. So that's what we're going to have to deal with, but hopefully you will be able to see all that you need. As I say, we've adjusted our camera a little bit to improve that for you. But it's all Ulster University in the early stages. This is Danny McGill giving it to Owen McAvoy from down to Derry to Maher Felt, and now McCann again from Killyclahar and ATU Sligo, just lining up there with their structure and forcing Ulster University to go around the edges, and that's exactly what they've done, and booted it across the middle into Charlie Diamond, who recovers, and this is Finan O'Brien, number 4. I'm having to look at the screen here rather than with my naked eye to see, because it's just too dark over there. And there's an interesting ball into the middle, and it could even be through if he can get a toe poke on that, but the goalkeeper Ronan, or rather Cian Kilcoyne, did well. He's from Ballymote in Sligo, same as the number 15 Jack Lavin. Ballymote Round Towers, I think is the name of it. Yeah,
That's the name of it, surely.
You're from out that way, or you're involved out there?
Well, I was managing them this year. We're beaten in the Connacht Junior final, so I think in Carew we're going to the final.
See number 18 out there, by the way, for ATU Sligo, so that's a change at the start that I'm only picking up. And 17 is Kyle McCran from Leitrim, and 18 is Matthew Gillespie from Arua, Ballyshannon and Donegal. So 2 late changes to the ATU Sligo 15 there. Don't see any others just yet, but this is their first chance to attack, and they are getting the ball in now to Shehu, that is, over on that far side, and well blocked down from him though. And it's going to be a sideline ball, I think, for ATU Sligo. So the game starting in a pretty predictable way. Teams sitting in as they do, and well, it is the old rules. So
that's exactly it. And you can see, both are setting up fairly defensively when they don't have the ball. So you can see the new rules already. There could be advantages.
Yeah, but not tonight. The vote was from the colleges to stay with them, and they played the league in those sort of conditions, so it's kind of understandable. They come out now to Joe Keeney, number 10. This is Mark Walsh. 3 Walshes in the defence, although very much in the attack now. You see the scoreboard there. Hasn't been troubled so far early in the game. And I'm just looking over the heads of the subs to try and see what's going on down there. And eventually it's a turnover. I think it's going to be a free out, or maybe the ball went wide actually, because I see the goalkeeper looking to bring it out. No, it's not. Oh, it is. It's come back to him now. He's got it now. Not a kick out, but he's got it. And there's the number 14 back there, Owen McElhone from Loch McCrory, all the way back there, and allowed to carry it up because, of course, ATU Sligo just drifted all of their players back into position. McCann now in the middle of the field. I'm just looking off camera to see where he has to go, but the usual +1 is in there blocking that wave, so they're trying to fashion something here. Number 7 coming forward is Danny McGill, and he goes for a shot, but the goalkeeper is able to pick that one up rather easily. I think the number 7 last year was Peter Rogue McCartan. He's another notable absentee as well from the team that finally brought the Sigerson back out to the Jordanstown campus, or very much in the city now though, Ulster University. A lot of the games played out on the Jordanstown campus, and is that 23? I think it is 23 actually, for ATU Sligo. Again, very hard 13. To see it. Was it 23?
No, it's 13.
Oh, it is 13.
Yeah.
Not 23 again. Like I say, it's just very dark over there. Now they come across to Matthew Gillespie. Ballyshannon man, not too far from here. Keeney now, Sligo man. He's just trying to get an angle here and gets it back to Gillespie, but there's a turnover here by the defending champions. And Kieran Daly back there, Trillick man. So we've seen 13 and 14 for Ulster University back in the full back line. And look, the blue jerseys have all just deserted the scene. That's just the way the game's played these days, Liam.
That's it. They're all just dropping back into defensive setup, as you can see, and like when the transition is slow, it's allowing them to get back.
This is Conor Cush, the captain tonight, the vice captain last year. I imagine Ryan McGill's still the captain, but he is injured tonight. He's here, but he's not playing. I got a message on the live chat on YouTube saying the lights aren't that bad. I'm glad to hear that. They're not great here, to be honest. There's an interesting ball popped through, but it's been brought back out. He gave advantage of the referee, Liam Devaney, and it's going to be a free in. And Trillick Drone Productions say big shout out to Blue McInespy, cheering on all the Trillick boys. I'm not sure there's that many of them, just one I think, and that is Kieran Daly, number 13. But thank you for the message, and feel free to leave a message there if you like on the live chat on the Higher Education GAA YouTube channel. Managers, by the way, for ATU Sligo is Paul Higgins, and for Ulster University, Barry Dillon and Paul Royce. As we watch this, could this be the first score of the game after 6 minutes and 20? No, it's gone to the right and it's gone wide. Very low-key start to the game after the big build-up we give it, but now the goalkeeper is Cian Kilcoyne in the red jersey. Just pops a very short one there, but gets away with it. He give it to Connor Johnston, and he is bottled up in there, but also fouled. Not much movement ahead of him. Bit of a crowd in round to our left here. Actually, there's a decent crowd at the game, and hopefully a big crowd online as well. There's no other games tonight, so hopefully there'll be a lot of people tuning in to watch the start of the Electric Ireland 2025 Sigerson Cup. Not too much to shout about so far. 7 minutes gone and no scores. But what can Mark Walsh do about that? On his right foot, that's a decent effort, is it? No, it's going to the left, but it might be a pass. But well done, the goalkeeper McGeehan comes out from St Eunan's and Donegal, come out and commanded his area there and won that one rather easily. Came into his own last year and played a key role for Ulster University in winning it. This is McCann. Big fella around the middle, storming forward, being followed by Shehu. Just really to check the run a little bit. And I think I may get Liam every single ATU player behind the ball there at that point, yeah?
They're all into their own 65, so they are. Yeah, it's very cagey from both teams in the very beginning. I suppose it's the first round of the championship and nobody wants to lose.
Exactly, yeah. Early days. Ball played out to Dara Curran. Can they do something about that? Links up with a fellow Tyrone man McCann. This is the way to do it. Nice quick ball and a lovely little turn there by Conor Cush to try and get a shot away. And at last we have the first score. It's taken just over 8 minutes. But you know what, Liam? It was just the speed of the play there and the accuracy of the short passing.
Just a little bit quicker. They brought a little bit, and they opened up through the middle. They opened up Sligo through the middle that time.
They did. 1 point to no score. Kilcoyne again bombs it up the middle. This time doesn't bother trying to go short, and the knockdown was from McCann, and it was picked up by Kieran Daly. Tyrone connection again, and nearly stolen away, and might be stolen away for ATU Sligo. It isn't. Instead it's Ulster University there. I think that is Owen Michael Home. Owen, there's a bit of space here in the dark on that far side for Ulster, and that one is very, very high. And could that be a second score? No, it's actually still in play, and eventually the referee says no, it's not. It was over the line. Remains 1-2-0. Sounds like a soccer score. So what do you make of it so far, Liam? And tactically, are they
very
playing with the plus ones as usual?
Yeah, very cagey on both sides. Both kind of dropping back once they don't have the ball in possession. Like you can see, both full forward lines are. A lot of them are playing in defence a lot of the time. So just very, very cagey. It's just it's probably waiting for maybe a goal to open up this game, I think.
And the conditions seem to be good underfoot. I don't see anybody slipping or anything. The conditions around the whole of the country obviously famously reported and not good at all. No other games on, but it's holding up really well.
Yeah, the pitch is in good condition, so it is really good condition.
Not for ATU Sligo though. That one turned over again, and the defence for Ulster University have been able to do that quite easily 2 or 3 times, haven't they?
Yeah, just not transitioning quick enough. You know, they're not allowing themselves to create them holes by transitioning quick enough. Just Sligo need to bring a bit more pace into the game.
Yeah, they're not getting the space there, and they're being a little bit predictable, and they've been blocked down once or twice and turned over rather cheaply, it has to be said. And Ulster University now coming back out, and all 15 ATU Sligo again behind the ball. Fionnán O'Brien now from Devonish. That's a club in Fermanagh, not too far from here either, really. And 15 is Danny Fullerton, one of the players from last year. Kieran Daly now, he's looking like he might try it, but instead Cush comes back out. He looks very lively. In fact, he reminds me of the Canavans, the way they play. He sort of throws the ball up in the air as if he's going to go one way and then goes the other, and that's a nice score.
Yeah, and he's creating holes because he's bringing pace into everything that he does.
He did, and that's exactly what he did there, and it was very well finished as well. So 11 minutes gone, and the defending champions 2 up. Kick out goes to the far side from us, and Diamond went looking for it for Ulster University, but there was a foul. And it's going to be a free for the home side, and the referee going over to have a word with the sideline over there. Someone from Offaly is saying, is there any Offaly lads there? Don't think so. Joe McGourty is enjoying the coverage himself in Fiacre, sitting in Castleknock watching the game. So great to be able to bring it to the rest of you sitting at home in the heat.
Yes.
It's not too bad here though. I've been here when it's been a lot colder. It's grand.
That's exactly it. At this time of year, all you want to do is back and watch football again.
Exactly. So it's great. ATU Sligo, they're the home team, looking to get a score here to warm up the crowd a little bit, but struggling against Ulster University, who have 13 behind the ball, but very organised, very structured. And even though there's been changes in personnel from last year, it's the same style of football, and that's what they played in the league. They got to the semi-final, lost to UCC, who won it, but not surprisingly they are here and there or thereabouts in the Sigerson. They had some warm weather training, by the way. Did you hear about that?
Jesus, that's
nice. They were, I think it was around the time of the final of the league. They were, was it Spain or Portugal or somewhere? Anyway, back here now in the cold in Sligo. It's ATU just gone around the edges and they just can't get anywhere. As you say, Liam, maybe they just need to try and move the ball a little bit quickly and get it through the hands and try and find a hole there, but it's easier said than done. They're trying to find somewhere. They get it to Dara O'Boyle, their captain tonight, and that's, is it going to curl in? It's not. And that was from Dylan Walsh. So yeah, they're really struggling here.
Yeah, good effort. It's just a little bit to the right of the post, as you can see. They just need to get more deep runners, and I think there's not enough movement in front either. They just got to bring more movement in everything that they do, I think.
They've dropped right back again. Maybe that's part of the problem. They drop so deep in them and they're going forward, they're not able to transition and get up and support each other as quickly.
Yeah, it's probably, they're, as I say, coming up against last year's champions, they probably want to stay in the game for as long as they can.
But I keep going to say Jordanstown, Ulster University, when they're defending, they leave a couple of men up. ATU Sligo don't leave anybody up.
No. And like the problem is nearly for Sligo is there's guys back there and they're doing nothing either. Like they're not picking up men. They're just standing in spaces, and they need to get more tackles in higher up the pitch, I think, anyway. Yeah,
I hear you. But they've conceded 2 points, both from play, and there's a free which might lead to a third point, and they've conceded a few in that area that haven't been punished, but a chance here to go to 3. And after nearly 14 minutes, I have to say it's pretty disappointing low-key fare so far, but I'm sure it will liven up a bit. And as you say, Liam, for ATU Sligo, it's about staying in the game.
And that's what they'll be hoping. They can get to 50-60 minutes or 50-55 minutes and be in the game. But if they don't attack it more, the game will be beyond them, because Jordanstown, or as you say, Ulster University, are just picking them off at the moment.
Glad you corrected yourself. When you were there, it was called Jordanstown.
Yeah, when I was there, it was Jordanstown.
UUJ.
Yeah.
Now it's just UU. I think that point was swung over by Danny Fullerton. That makes it 3-0. So ATU Sligo, they haven't scored, but they're still obviously well in the game, and they could get something here.
Yeah, here's a chance for them now.
Yeah, this is exactly what they need to do. They get it to Matthew Carey. He's in number 11, and that's 7 at Dylan Walsh, the Dylan with an eye. And they're trying to get a score here with Shehu. That's a decent looking effort. He's very unlucky. Comes off the post, as you can see, and swept up there by Fionnán O'Brien. But that's what they need to do.
Yeah, to bring more pace into it. And like the two brothers, Mark Walsh and Dylan Walsh, have pace. They just need to bring pace into it when they get on the ball.
Are they brothers?
Two brothers, yeah, from O'More Gales.
But they're different clubs, are they not? No.
No, the number 5 and number 7.
5 and 7, of course. The other, I'm looking at the other Dylan with a Y at number 2. He's Eastern Harps. All right, so the two brothers there. But it was a good effort by Shehu, but it was created really well by the short passing. That's what they need to do.
And he's lively. Shehu is lively. If we can just get more ball, if they can get more ball into him, he is lively. Like he's out in front. He's winning his ball. You just need to get runners off him.
Oh, he's a super player from Cavan Gales. We've been watching him for a few years. Now ATU Sligo have turned that over, but it's been turned over by Ulster University in kind. Kieran Daly doing well to get back to win it for his team. Now, can they get forward before the blue jerseys all get back? The answer is probably no, but as the game goes on, it might be harder for them all to get back as much as that. Now I do see Shehu has been left up this time, so ATU Sligo have left one man up, and that's going to the right, and it's gone wide. So it remains 3 points to no score. 16 minutes gone now.
Yeah, that was another good movement by Cush again. He laid the ball off for the shot, like, but he seems to be playing a little bit of his football inside. He's creating great movement, like.
Somebody asking are the new rules in. You mustn't have heard me saying it earlier. They're not. These are the old rules. And someone else saying, past student of Jordanstown watching all the way from Tilted Towers in New Zealand. Joe T. Good to have the message from you. Take it it's early morning out there.
Yeah.
16 and a half minutes gone though. Not too much to shout about here, but I don't care. It's not raining. We had a little bit of rain before the game and I thought it was going to be messy, but thankfully it has lessened. This is Michael Home from McGourty in Tyrone. He's doing that shimmy that the likes of this guy, Cush, and the Canavans have when they go forward. Fullerton as well, all these Tyrone lads, an all Tyrone full forward line. And after that the ball just popped out to another Tyrone man, McCann from Killyclogher. And now the slow build up. What can they do? Well, there's a burst through, that's the way to do it. And then again a little show of the ball and held up and bottled up, and a turnover for ATU Sligo, who, to be fair, they have done quite well at that a few times.
Yeah, good turnover there. Like the turnovers on both sides, but that was a particularly good turnover because, as you said, the pace was brought into it and had to stand the man up. Like
Killian Joyce wants to know, are there any other games on? No, definitely not. This is the only one that survived in the round one of the Electric Ireland Sigerson Cup today. This is Matthew Carey from Clongish. He would be from Longford, who would wear the similar colours to what ATU Sligo are wearing tonight. No foul.
Oh.
And referee right on the spot and says play on. Now though there is a foul. Two players coming in there and it's a free and an opportunity now. Not an easy one, but a chance at least.
Yeah, I think ATU Sligo need to get Carey more onto the ball. The lad that's taking the free, he just needs to get in the game more. Be that link man at 11.
Yeah, that's Matthew Carey from Clongish and Longford, aforementioned. And could this be the first score? It's taken 18 minutes and about 25 seconds. And yes, indeed, they are on the board. It looks a little bit better. ATU Sligo not 1 and Ulster University 3 points. Just the 4 points overall, but at least they are on the board. Ronan McGeehan from St Eunan's and Letterkenny now. And a high press from ATU Sligo, forcing him to go long, but they don't mind doing that. But there is the captain, Dara.
Well done.
For Dara O'Boyle there for ATU Sligo, and they win possession in the middle of the field. So a little bit of pressure here now from the home team. Back out to O'Boyle again. Support comes from that man Kerry. You said you want to get him on the ball. Well, he's got on the ball, and they're just been forced around the edges again. Mark Walsh back out to Kerry, who will try once more. Looks up to see where he'll go with it.
Oh, double bounce.
He double bounced. He was caught there. He was looking for the run of Shehu, and he changed his mind at the last minute. And there, here comes the long direct ball up to try and get the ball forward before the ATU defenders get back, but there was enough of them back there to win it.
I think that's the first direct ball that we've had in the game.
Yeah, first one just booted up the middle. This is Matthew Carey again for ATU Sligo, having a decent spell here in defence and attack. I wouldn't say they're running the game, but they're in control for the last 2 or 3 minutes. Get it back out to Jack Lavin now. Another from Ballymote Round Towers in Sligo. Ball played across to this side now to Matthew Gillespie. One of the changes from the starting lineup, which means I think there's 9 Sligo men in the starting 15, because Gillespie's from Aru and Donegal, and 17 Kyle McCran is from Leitrim. Free being left by Kerry for his goalkeeper, Cian Kilcoyne, to come up and take. And you'll know more than anyone, is he capable of putting this over?
He has the ability to put it over if he hits it on the sweet spot. Now it's a tough kick in those conditions, especially with the cold weather and stuff like that. It'll take some kick to get it, because it's a nice bit outside the 45.
Cian Gallagher is watching from Edinburgh. Now here comes Kilcoyne. Oh, he's given it a good strike, hasn't he? But has it got the distance? Not quite. And McGeehan come out and claims his ball, and he did that a lot last year. He's got a great presence in there.
He's a big man. He's a big goalkeeper, like.
But he attacks the ball as well. He did that last year, and he made a big difference for Ulster University. Remember one game at Abbottstown, he was very prominent and a good man to have around the squad as well. The only one from Donegal.
Two very contrasting keepers. One is a big, strong man. One is a lighter keeper.
Yeah, he just didn't quite have the distance there. But if that was on the 45, you feel it was over.
Yeah.
But it's the way the game's played that scores are at such a premium that you'll have a go, won't you?
Yeah, that's exactly it. Because there's not free flowing options at the moment, and on either side really. Like, you have to work for your score.
This is Danny Fullerton. Played last year, feeds it out to Largo Ellis, played last year as well. Aaron Jones gives it out to the far side to Owen McAvoy from the Rossa club in Maharafelt in Derry. Nice quick hands again there, trying to find a way through, but again it's been turned over, and it's going to be a free out. And ATU Sligo have kept Ulster University scoreless now for must be coming up in 10 minutes.
Yeah, it's the space is of a premium, and like if you don't break that first tackle, you're in trouble. You're just giving the ball away. Like, Walsh is on it again here. He's got pace. Like, he's got to go.
Yeah, that's exactly what they need. That's Mark Walsh from Owen Moore Gales in Sligo, but forced to come back out again. And it's Ulster University there with their shape and structure set up there, and just marking the players. And then there's a few players sitting in there. +1 is Largo Ellis, number 5, just ambling across when the ball goes over that way. The rest of them just following their players very closely. And number 3 just dropping in now, that's Aaron Jones. So a well-rehearsed structure, even though there's new players this year who've come into that. They all have to fit into it, and they've been playing in the league, of course. But this is championship. This is what it's all about. Electric Ireland Championships after Christmas. So this is the 7th of January. Conor Cush now from the Donaghmore club in Tyrone. Dad Adrian played for the county back in the day, around the mid-90s. This is Kieran Daly from Trillick, famous club in Tyrone as well, famous for the likes of Matty Donnelly and the sadly recently departed Jody Gormley, who would have played for Ulster University.
Yeah, Jody would have been in around Jordan's son, in around my time. He was a great fella, absolutely a gentleman and a real GA man.
Did you play with him, or do you remember?
I would have been remembered him in around that time. I'd have known him. He'd have been on the Sigerson team probably in around the time I was playing fresher. He was he was a fantastic GA man, like, and he just loved the game. So he did.
Did you know at that stage he was going to go on to become the likes of a coach or a manager?
You could see it. You could see it even in that early stage, the way he talked on the pitch. Now he's a little bit older when he came back and played for Jordan's, so you could really see that leadership when he kind of came back into the college and around that time, like, and just a brilliant fella.
Owen McElhone with a great effort from distance. The man from Lochmacurry and Tyrone, and all Tyrone full forward line. Let's watch it again, and this is what you need, boys, who'll take it from distance. And he just dropped the shoulder there and went into a little pocket of space, and that's probably the point of the day.
Yeah, that's the best score so far. Like, and he has that in his locker. Like,
they're coming again, 4 points to 1 now. The champions have got back on the scoreboard after a bit of a dearth there for a while, but can they get another one? They're pressing. It just takes a little bit of individual work to try and get into that little pocket there, and that's what happened. This is O'Brien now. They've got their tails up a little bit now. They're all coming looking for the ball. McElhone again, and this is McGill, and he'll fancy it from there. And the man who did very well with Liverpool, John Moores, in these competitions as well, has made his mark with Ulster University. Fine point.
Yeah, I think it's a really good score and well worked score, and it's kind of coming to the period in Sligo need to make sure that the scoreboard doesn't go any further out before half time. They just need to, I suppose they're set up well defensively, but they're still giving away. They've won 2 scores in a row there. They just can't allow that 2 or 3 scores in a row when it comes. you know.
Two very good scores, though, very well taken. I have to say, by Ulster University, it's almost like ATU Sligo got a little bit complacent there. They'd be doing well, but bang, bang, 2 scores, 5 points to 1, and all of their scores, bar one, have been from play, whereas ATU haven't scored from play yet.
Yeah, and they wouldn't have expected the long distance one. That was a really, really good score from Macklem. Like,
Can Sligo get a score as we come up to the last 4 minutes of the first half? Mark Walsh going from side to side, though. They're not getting through. Maybe they'll try here, and they try to get the run there, and Ulster University just had men in the right places.
Yeah, you gotta trust yourself to break the line, break that tackle, like, because if you're coming back the way you're gone already, like, you know, they have to break that first line and have it in 2s and 3s. They seem to be going 2 individually at the moment.
But it was good positioning as well by the defence, you know, to be in the right place at the right time. And as I say, they are well rehearsed at that. Might get a score off it at the other end, might even get a goal, and they do get a goal. And it was well worked by Owen Michael Holm, the number 14, to feed it out. And there is the finish, and that is the goal that we've been waiting for. First goal of the Electric Ireland Sigerson Cup in 2025, and it goes to the defending champions, Ulster University. Fed across and nicely finished there, and it was a hand passer. Basketball style finish from Senan Carr from Clonduff in County Down.
Yeah, and that's what I was fearing for ATU. You know, that this period just before half time, you know, they've gone from where 3 down now, they're 7 down. It's a big gap.
That's a goal and 2 in the last 4 minutes.
They need to get a score now. They need to get the scoreboard ticking themselves again, like.
Goal reminiscent of another famous down man, Barry Breen, in the 1991 All-Ireland final. And I know of a lot of the lads playing out there weren't even born then, but I remember it well. Down winning the Sam Maguire in 91, a hand pass finish as well. Came in from the same side as well.
Yeah, they've transitioned the
another
ball
one
better.
He was Georgetown as well. Barry Breen from Down Patrick.
Yep. He was before my time.
I know.
Nothing against the Barry.
Before most people's time, apart from me and Tommy Joe. So yeah, 2.5 minutes to half time now, and now there is daylight between the teams here. ATU Sligo, the home team, with just 1 point on the board, and it from a free. Dylan Walsh, but this is where they have their problems. They just can't seem to find a way through, and then it breaks down. But they will try again. The man turning and twisting is James Donlan from Drumcliff, Ross's Point. This is Gillespie, Aria Ballyshannon. Dylan Walsh, Dylan with an I. Rudek Overvan from Alan Gales and Leitrim, trying his best as well. And they're just forced to come back out again. I suppose you have to pay tribute to the defensive structure.
Jordans are very well set up. The other thing is they've a very physical back line. So you walk the ball into the tackle and you're just getting overturned, like, so that's why the pace is so important. Like, if you're taking it any solo going into a tackle against Jordanson, you're getting turned over.
Okay, well, he took his mark there. He's put that extremely high, and it might even go over. No, nearly, but gone to the right, still in here, and they might have a chance for their first score from play. And I guess just gone to the right. It was close, and they did have one that hit the post as well. So they have been a little bit unlucky. Have they given that? Oh, he has given it.
Given that now. I think he's gone to his linesman.
It was wide.
Yeah, it was.
It was wide. There, see it again. Yeah. But that that umpire was right underneath it.
Yeah.
I think it's been ruled out now. Yeah.
Oh, here's a chance. Oh no, they weren't quick enough.
No. Scoreboard on the ground has it 5 points to 1. They haven't added the goal yet. And they've got a free here though, so they've a chance. But yeah, I suppose their best chances. Shehu hit the post from a free, and that one a minute ago. That's as close as they've come to a score from play, Sligo. But no, the scoreboard on the ground says 5 to 1, but it's definitely 1-5 to a point. Chance here though for a second. I think he's measured that beautifully, James Donlan, and that's 2 points. Slightly better look for them, but still 6 behind going into the break as we come into the last 15 seconds of the first half now. So they've had some joy in spells. ATU Sligo was the best way to put it.
That's exactly it.
And that's Senan Carr. Man, he got the goal. Giving it back out again. And the way the game's played, I don't think there'll be too much left in added time. And they would need quite a bit of time for this transition to end and for ATU Sligo to come up the pitch. So it's just a question now if Ulster University can get another score at the end of this half. And here they come. Usually sharp coming out of that corner. There's the big kick pass across all the way to Largo Ellis to see if they can get a room there, and they do. And I think that was Danny McGill there, and they do get a score right at the end of the half, and that was an excellent one again from McGill, and that's 2 that he has kicked, and he's been a really good addition to the Ulster University team. He had that experience a few years ago with Liverpool John Moores, and he's brought it here now from Burren in County Down, and that's the end of the first half. We only had the 49 seconds. 1-6-2. Can you sum it up, Liam?
That last score was actually a great switch and play. The transition from one side of the pitch to the other really, really quickly. One kick pass across and it opened up on the far side. I just think probably UU are just more clinical at this moment in time. So they have a bit more movement in their forward line. They're picking off the scores really, really well, and the goal was a big score for them at the end of that half. Like, Sligo couldn't afford to, I think, give away that goal. ATU Sligo, it's just been if they went in half time 5-2 down, 6-2 down, it wouldn't be too bad. That goal is a big score in a game like tonight. You were fearing that, almost like you could see it coming. You knew it was coming. Yeah, you just could feel that when a team clocks on 1 or 2 scores, you're afraid that 2 will go to 3, will go to 4 very quickly. And it is again. And that's what had happened. Like, I think they got 1-2 there within the space of about 3 minutes. That's 5 scores on a night like tonight's. That's a big score to get within 2 or 3 minutes in a game, And it came after they hadn't scored for up on 10 minutes. But that little burst has just taken the defending champions away from ATU Sligo, where we are bringing this live stream to you from at the start of the 2025 Electric Ireland Sigerson Cup, the only game that has survived the weather today, and we're delighted to bring it to you. First class rivals, and we will be back with the start of the second half. And judging by the way the players went in, they've all gone to the building, the Knocker Arena over to our right hand side. I would say it'll be about 7 or 8 minutes until we're back.
Welcome back for the second half here at ATU Sligo between the home team in blue and the defending champions Ulster University in white. The referee out there is Liam Deviney. He is a Mayo man and he's been approached now by Benny Hurl. You would recognise those legs anywhere, even under that coat. And Benny is the chairperson this year of Higher Education GAA. And he, of course, is with Ulster University. And they are going pretty well at half-time. Got the goal just before half-time. That has made a big difference, just put them away a little bit more. And there's a good ball played in very quickly to Cush. The Tyrone connection, Killyclogher to Donoghmore, and might end up in a score, and it does. An excellent start to the second half, and it's only taken a matter of 9 or 10 seconds for Ulster University to stamp their authority again and take it to 1-6-2, and a fine score there, and a little bit ominous for ATU there, Liam O'Gormley, because it was a little bit easy.
Yeah, really quick score. Cush, great movement again, and a good finish.
And one in the middle of the field and played in there quickly, and that has been the key. And in the first half we didn't see anything really like that up that end, but here come ATU Sligo at the other end. And if you weren't listening or watching earlier on, it's very dark over in that right corner. The floodlights don't seem to be fully functioning over there, so a little bit dark there, but our cameras are adjusting to the light to try and help you there. And ATU threatened there to get a point, might even have opened up for a goal, but they have a chance here from a free. Both of their scores so far have been from frees. 1-7-2. Your scoreboard isn't up yet for the second half, but that is the score, and it's now 3. 1-7-2-3. 10-3 the lead for Ulster University. 1 point each here at the start of the second half. And we imagine and we predict that the tactics will be very similar to the first half, but the question is, can ATU Sligo inject something different and get through maybe for a score? Well, that kick out isn't going to do, because it's gone right over the end line on that far side. It is dark over there, but even I was able to see that. But here are ATU Sligo again. They will try again. This is Jack Lavin from Ballymote Round Towers coming forward. Slips it to his captain tonight, Dara O'Boyle. Just trying to see where he can go. Little change of direction, as you can see. Waiting for a run off the shoulder to see if they can get through, but Ulster University have been very disciplined there. One man tackling and the rest just very patient. They're not diving in. They'll deal with it when it comes their way. Dylan Walsh, still in with an eye. They come over now to James Donlan, who fancies it. Could this be the first score from play for his team? Brilliantly taken by McGeehan, and that's the third time in the game he's come out and done that, Liam. Yeah,
he's taken the ball underneath the crossbar there very, very well, and very, very comfortable on it.
Yeah, they can't afford to drop it in there, and they have done it too often. It was a brave effort. We do applaud the effort, at least, to try and get a score from play. It just didn't quite connect in the way that McGill did in the first half. He scored 2 nice points off his left foot. And now ATU, off camera I can tell you, have all drifted back, and all 15 are behind the ball. Shehu now, not quite, but you know what I mean. It's Ulster University storming down the left, and I say storming because I don't know who it is over that far side. It's a bit of a distance away, and it is dark, and I can't see the numbers, but here they come inside. This is definitely McGill, who will come back out to Michael Home, and Michael Home will look for a little bit of support, or will he? Try to do it all himself maybe. The runner inside is Kieran Daly. Charlie Diamond now from Balahi will try. Back to Daly. Gives it back out, and it'll come out to Diamond again. Lots of movement up ahead of him off camera, I can see, as Fionnán O'Brien brings it forward. They've been forced into the corner, but they've been good coming out of the corner in the first half and getting scores, and they might just do exactly that again, and they do, and it's very well taken. And he was fouled, I think, at the end of it, but he got a score, and that is Conor Cush, and they just have been able to do that better today than the opposition.
Cush has been very, very good. He's just he's their go-to man. He's been really good. I think is he 3 or 4 points now at this stage?
At least, yeah. Oh, they got it again, and it's McGill again. He's got 2 points, and they might get a score here. They might get a goal. This is very similar to the goal in the first half, but it was brilliantly defended. Somebody got a hand of that on the line.
Yeah, probably should have went for goal himself. As the ball comes across here to Macklehome, probably could have went himself, tried to play it across, but good defending.
He was looking for Eamon Brown there to come in and just wasn't quite able to get there. And his fellow clubman from Clonduff, Senan Carr, got the goal in the first half. He was trying to do the same, but it was good defending, to be fair.
Yeah, and it's a big one not to give away a goal for ATU Sligo at this stage in the game as well. But once again, great transition play from UU.
Yeah, absolutely. But as you say, it probably would have killed the game completely.
Yeah.
Here they come though, looking for another score. Interception, by the way, on the line was, oh, hold on, let's go back to the play here, because there could be a score, could be a penalty. There is a penalty. Well, there wasn't a goal a minute ago. There could well be one now for Ulster University. Rather crudely brought down. Let's look at it again here. Liam, I was looking at my notes checking, but when I looked up, I saw that, and yeah, that was a clear foul by Kyle McCran, and it means that Danny Fullerton has a chance here, and he's got a pretty lethal left foot in him. This will be a bullet into the corner, I would say.
Yeah, this is Kilcoyne's good keeper though. You know, this is he needs ATU need him to save this one, but as
Danny Fullerton now comes up against Kilcoyne, sends him the wrong way, slots it into the middle, give him the eyes, and that's a very stylish finish from the man from Carrickmore. I was expecting a bullet there, but instead it was beautifully placed, and that is their second goal, and that should just about do it for the champions.
Yeah, it's a big lead now. It'll be hard pegged back 11 points.
2-8 to 3. They're a bit slow to put the goals up here. Obviously the home club, they maybe are a little bit reluctant, but it will go up in a minute or two. But it is 2-8 on our scoreboard to 3, and that's a big lead now for the defending champions. And it's probably put the game out of reach of ATU Sligo if they were going to have a chance. But they will keep going. Long way to go in this second half. Still 24 minutes to go, and they've got a free here at least. But yeah, good goal. And the interception before that, by the way, to give credit for the goal chance just before that, was Richard O'Rourke, the number 4 from Four Masters. It was him on the line, but unable to prevent it. And Ulster University have come out firing in the second half, obviously trying to put the game away.
Yeah, it's amazing that 1, 2, 3 attacks one after another. It's where Sligo is getting a score and they're not getting back up for another one and another one. Like, that's good kick, really good score, Matty Carey.
Absolutely, from Kerry, the man from Longford, from Clongish, puts it over, and that's 4 points, 2-8 to 4. But all 4 have been from frees. They've been unable to score from play so far, and that tells its own story.
That says everything. Like,
kick out is high over, well, into the middle rather, and McCann slaps it on. Or was it, actually it might have been Carr. Here come ATU, the home team, getting it into Shehu. That's a good ball, and it could be an interesting finish. Oh, he was close. He snatched at it and took it rather quickly there. It would have been a good score, and that's what they need to do more of. Not hit wides, but move it that quickly. Yeah,
that was a really good ball in from Jack Lavin. He wanted to give the 1-2. He come off the shoulder again. Need to be doing that more, like, you know. And this is you were doing it more than ATU Sligo at this moment in time, and that's why they're ahead. I think is there a change coming in here?
Yeah, sub coming in for ATU Sligo, and it is number 14, is it?
Number 8.
Number 8. Fanon Ryan, was he?
He's replaced 18.
Right, so he's come in for Matthew Gillespie. I wasn't sure sometimes with the numbers and that, because they started with a 17 and an 18. I was trying to remember which one didn't play in the first half. Great tackle there, to be fair, for Ulster University. That's great defending.
Yeah, and it was a very good ball in. You should be winning that ball though.
It's a great burst here by Danny McGill, and he's got us free, and look how quickly they're moving it.
Yes, excellent.
That's the way to do it. Move it as quickly as you possibly can. 18, was that 18 there for Ulster University? If it was, Kieran Moore is in there. The interception at the back, by the way, was Charlie Diamond, number 10.
He's opening it up a little bit here now.
It has, and there's a chance here for Connor Johnson, who's come forward, leaves it off, gets it again on the 1-2. He's going to go for goal. Oh, what a finish by Connor Johnston. You like that one, Liam?
It was a great goal. It was probably a quick movement of the ball by UU up here, and the pass was off. I think actually Johnson intercepted it, and he ended up the other side of the field where he stuck the ball in the back of the net as well.
You told me before the game he's a big fella, and he's showing the forwards how to do it. That's actually their first score from play. Yeah. By the fullback.
Yeah.
Brilliant finish.
And they're actually in the last couple of minutes, it's amazing, just around the middle, they're winning the breaks off the kickouts. You know, just in that middle area. I think they've won the last 3 or 4 off the kickouts, off breaks and stuff. So they're coming into the game a little bit here, but still, like UU are still well in control of the game. They're still 7 points up, like.
Yeah, but it makes a bit of a game of it. It's livened things up here, because we were saying, well, I was saying that Ulster University had put the game out of sight, but it's not out of sight now, really. 20 minutes still to go, and they got through for a goal there. And maybe Ulster University just went a little bit complacent there. They'd got the goal, they got the big lead, and they got up the pitch, and they were just caught on the transition themselves. But it's given ATU Sligo a little bit of a lift here. Let's see what they could do, Liam. You get it into the corner. Structure is there, and then the press comes, forced to go back out to Carey and now to Jack Lavin, and I think the referee had given advantage and he's going to bring it back in. He didn't like the challenge by Cush.
Yeah, they're very well structurally set up though. You like they're when ATU Sligo can open up the game, they're giving themselves a chance. Like Johnson, they've got to take that chance. You got to go. You're not going to open up a team if you're just going to play over and back laterally across the field. That's the great thing about Johnson, that he just went direct and a great goal. So it is. But you are just so well set up structurally that if you slow it down at all, they're turning you over. Like.
But is it because they were able to transition quickly, or was it the extra player that he provided, or was it just his general play, the way he went direct through the middle? Which of those, or was it all of that?
It's when you bring pace into the game, and I think like Cush has showed it on the other side of things for you. Every time he's brought pace into the game, he's created a score. Just ATU Sligo need to do it more, and they've got the players on the pitch that have the pace, and the two Walshes, I said Johnson coming from the full back line, James Dunn, and these guys that have got pace. They just got to do it more. Like that was a brilliant goal for a full back. Like,
absolutely brilliant score. Now his club is Kulani Mulnabrina. Did I pronounce that right?
Yes, you got it right.
Near enough.
Yeah, on the main road to Tubacurry.
Yeah, great score. Well, you did tell me before the game he's a big fella, and I didn't quite realise it because he's done all the defending. But when he came forward there, maybe he plays further up the pitch with his club. Probably plays around midfield, I would imagine.
He'd play centre half back for his club, so he would.
You can see that.
But he's been a regular at full back for Sligo at underage for the last number of seasons, and he was full back on the minor and full back on the 220. I think on the 220 setup. So
talking of clubs, by the way, Liam, I gave this out at the start, but it's worth saying it again. There was a good article put together before this, and it says that for the Sigerson this year, if you look at all the panels of all the teams involved in Sigerson, the number of GAA clubs up and down the country who are represented is 361. Isn't that incredible?
That's fantastic.
It says it all.
It does, and it allows the club player and the inter-county player to play it at a really high level, which is absolutely brilliant about the Sigerson competition. This is like, I suppose, looking at it from my point of view as a Sligo person, I think we're number 7 in the country of players that are
number of players who are represented in the squad. You have 23.
Yeah, which is for us.
Well, obviously a lot of them here.
Yeah, as I say, for us. But even in ATU Sligo, the last number of years, we wouldn't have had those numbers, which is great. It's a great boost for us to have that many players playing college football. It's good for the county, like.
So you're 7th in Ireland for the number of players represented in all the squads, and number 1 of course is Kerry with 54, and then you go down to the likes of Donegal with 40 and Jerome with 25. But it just creates great interest, and it means that right throughout the country, and that's not even talking Fitzgibbon, the amount of guys who are involved, there's so many clubs have an interest in this competition.
Yeah.
I mean, when you look around the squads there's not even that many in one particular squad from the same club. It's a real spread right throughout. There's not too many. So you look at Ulster University, I don't think there's any. Have maybe 2. I'm looking at the 15 there. There's not. Well, Clonduff actually have 2, but that's it, and the rest is a spread. Unfortunately, that is James Donlan going off from that challenge by Cush, and he is going to be replaced for them. So a bit of a lull in the proceedings here, unfortunately. Just when ATU had got a little bit of momentum going, and they're going to lose, more importantly, one of their key players, at least for the moment, but a chance for someone else to come in. And we haven't had that many changes. I think there's only been 1 sub during the game, and 1 now being lined up for Ulster University. I think over to my right here, I'm just trying to get a look at the number, and it's 17. That's Michael Hamill from Emmyvale and Monaghan, about to be brought on for Ulster University. The sub though for ATU. You see now? I see maybe someone over on the dark side. Not to get too Star Wars about it. Is it number 2? Dylan Walsh has started, didn't he?
Yep, he started. I think 8 came on for 18.
Yeah.
I don't know who's come on for
just yet. We'll keep an eye on it. It's hard to tell because 17, 18 started, so it could be a number between 1 and 15 that came on. You see one?
Yeah, in the middle of the field.
Right, you keep an eye on that and I'll follow the play because it's come out to Dylan Walsh. Dylan with an eye. This is Matthew Carey now. And they're just filtering it back, and the press coming on, but that's Johnson again. He's got 1 goal and he fancies going forward, and he's kept going forward, and he's actually still going. He's going right up there saying, put it into me, but they're now a long way from him.
Here's the sub now, Shehu, number 2.
Oh, it's Favour Shehu. Yeah, absolutely. From Cavan Gales, another one. I think Emmanuel, I think he's called Minnie, and then there's another one who played in the St. Paul's tournament last year as well. Super players from Cavan Gales. Let's see if they can make a difference. This is Fanon Ryan. Oh, and it's intercepted though for Ulster University. They've got it back. And that was good work for them by their centre half back, Owen McAvoy. And now it's all the ATU players having to stream back. And they've obviously got that call when it happens, when you lose the ball, just get back. Don't even bother going towards the ball. This is Senan Carr who got the first goal. We've got 3 goals now. So decent entertainment after a low-key start to the game, to be fair. That goal by Johnston, the highlight for ATU Sligo. This has come out now to Fanon O'Brien. He's been chased by 23. That's the sub. And that is Jack Davitt from St. Malaise. And he came in for ATU Sligo there. And the number 17 for Ulster University still waiting to make his entry. He's warming up in the cold and what is now a little bit of rain here, I'm sad to say. That's a great fist pass over the head, and there's a chance of a score. And Danny McGill has scored his 3rd point of the game. That's 3 times he's done that. He's a really good finisher now. Okay, it was all about the pass, but he's a good boot on him to finish a score.
He had a good year for down this year, for last year though. So he did. He's a good footballer, Danny McGill. Yeah,
from Burren and right over the black spots, and it just re-establishes their authority a little bit, makes it an 8-point game again, 2-9 to 1-4, and that break just sort of killed ATU's momentum, I think, a little bit as the rain has come down. That's McCann winning it from the kick out, and it's the champions just getting a little bit of possession and now doing really well here to link up. This is great passing through the hands, and McGill again going for his 4th, and he's nailed it again. Well, he's number 7, but he is a great finisher. That's 4 times he's done that.
Yeah. Hamill come in for Daly. It's not a bad sub.
Absolutely. So that's the change. Number 17 for Ulster University, Michael Hamill from Emmyville in for Kieran Daly from Trillick. Yeah, you get the feeling that they've such a strong squad there that anyone who comes in is going to be just as good as the man he's come on for. That is the competition for places. Manager Barry Dillon in there with Paul Royce. That's Shehu with a nice little ball popped in. Centre half back is Radek Obervan. Can he get a little bit of room in there? It's Shehu again, feeding it back out again, and again good discipline defending. It's one man goes and the rest are just waiting until their turn, and they go in and try and get a turnover there and force the ball out, and that's what they've done
really well there, Shehu, because that wasn't a good ball.
Yeah, he has, but he's been up against it in there. It must be a nightmare playing against these boys, and there's a dangerous one. No, it's not dangerous, actually. It was played into the goalkeeper's arms. McGee had come out and claimed it, and they've done that too often, ATU Sligo. It was probably just a little bit of frustration at times, but what it means is that ATU Sligo have scored 1 goal and 4 points, but they haven't actually scored a point yet from play, and that, as we were saying, tells a lot about the way the game has gone. And Ulster University, after conceding the goal, have just put on the burners again, and even though the rain's coming down, they are playing extremely well. What it means though is the umbrellas are up though, and it's blocking my view a little bit, so I'll just watch my monitor here, which is getting pelted by the rain as well. Rain a little bit heavy, I'm sad to say. This is Hamill, who's just come into the play. Scoreboard a little bit blocked for me as well, but I can see now 2-10 to just a 1-4. So a little bit one-sided, but still an entertaining game, and good to see the champions in their start of their defence. That's McCann putting it in there,
Oh, lovely. Moving through the hands as well. McGill, he's not going to do it
super.
again, is he? He is.
Super.
That's 5 points he has scored. Now, you'd think they'd be watching him, but watching him and stopping him are two different things. But lovely, quick hands there. And what a finisher he is. 5 points from half-back.
Yeah, he's been super. And every one of them are really good score. They're not give me points. They're good. He hit that one with the outside the boot. He said a couple of them on the instep.
Yeah, there's some really clean striking in the first half as well as the second half. He's played colleges before with Liverpool, John Moores, and he's come home here now to do it with Ulster University tonight as the champions are making an impressive start.
Yeah, it's amazing how that stoppage in play has just swung it back into UU's favour again.
You don't think it would have happened anyway?
I probably would have, yeah. It's just it allowed them to reset, and they've taken over the game again afterwards. So they have
making another one here. Quick hands again. They're going for goal. Well, I'd say he was going for goal. Went for the crossbar, but it went over instead of under, but driven over. And another point for the champions who are turning on the style here, and that was Hamill, the sub, involved, and boom, 2-11 to 1-4. Number 20 is on now as well. In fact, he's going for the ball for Ulster University, and that is Ewan Mulholland from the Waddy Graham's Club in Glen Mahara. And this is the number 10, Diamond, another Derryman. But their tails up now at the minute, Ulster University. Everybody coming looking for the ball, no more so than this man. He couldn't get a sixth, could he? Plenty of time for it. Maybe they're wised up to a little bit now and they're going, hey, stop him.
Yeah, and the fresh legs in as well, which is a plus. Like you've brought in a couple of good substitutions there as well. Like,
do you think seeing the player going off injured here, Donlan, who's just walked past us here with some sort of a serious arm problem there, does it just demoralise a group of lads as well?
I don't know about that. But it just when you get your tail up and next thing the ear is let out of it, it's kind of very. And then the other team gets a grip, but again, it's very hard to win it back again or reverse it because the game is full of momentums.
Yeah. And here comes Ulster University with that momentum that they have now built up, and that's another score. This is what he did in the first half. That's about 4 in about 5 minutes, and really nicely taken. And I think it was Hamill, actually, the sub who's come on, who's made a difference, as you said, the fresh legs.
Yeah, it's just McGill kicked 3 great scores one after another, and has just given all the momentum over to UU.
They extend their lead to 13 now to 1-4. So it's 4 in a row, I think, now, and they might even get a fifth here. A bit of a high challenge, but free awarded. And it's 21 for Ulster University, who's also come into the play. They've sneaked them on. I didn't see them all coming on, but that's Lorcan McGourty from Carrickmore, another Tyrone player. So he's come in to see what he can do. And 18 is Kieran Murr, St Eunan's. He's been in for a while. He's from St Eunan's in Letterkenny, same club as the goalkeeper McGeehan. These lads are all busting to get onto this team and show what they can do. So they've really brought something new to the game, and ATU are struggling a little bit to deal with those fresh legs, but this is much better from them. Quick hands and lots of good support play. That's Shehu, who is brave. And they're away here.
Got the overlap here if we can.
They have, and it's the centre half-back Obervan. Can they get a score here? He's still going. A lot of men in front of him. He's definitely going for goal. He was unlucky to not get a point there. Just come off the outside of the post, but a really good break.
Yeah.
Just watch it again there, and you see he was being ambitious there. He thought I may as well, and he was right. Well, it wasn't going to be a goal, but it was a decent effort, and it's gone wide. So unlucky. 24 on now for Ulster University. Another sub, and that's Ben Hughes from Donegal. They have a lot of Tyrone men, and they're firing them all on, and why not give them all a bit of a run? They've come all the way down here to Sligo, and lots of them getting a run, and they may as well with a decent lead. Keep the squad happy, that's the key. Just checking your messages on the live chats on Higher Education GAA YouTube. We're all enjoying the game, free to view, of course. Josh Largo Ellis from Irvinstown for Ulster University, doing well as they go looking for another score, and they're really moving quickly, and that's the sub now. I think he was going for a score, but it might turn up to be a decent pass, and swung over the bar. I think that's another of the subs. Was that the 21 Lorcan McGourty?
Yep.
Possibly? Yep. Yeah,
it's frightening a little bit for ATU, isn't it? You know, they think they're going all right, they've got a goal, they're doing okay, and all of a sudden there's a bit of stoppage, and then all these subs come flooding and they've all come firing.
Yeah, as you say, they all want to get on the team.
And they're all getting their chance here in the last quarter of this game, and Ulster University starting to dominate, but as I say that, Shehu is over here as an extra player, and they're racing back to try and get him, and they can't. They have to go for goal here. They may as well, and they do, but it's gone wide. It was good cover in the end, and Fanon Ryan from Belmullet and Mayo was a man at the end of it, but just didn't have the finish. It was passed to him by Jack Davitt, and in the end it was blocked, or at least he was put off enough to screw it wide. But again, a decent break. That's a couple. They hit the post, and that one was just wide. Now they're coming looking for another game. Maybe the game is just opened up.
ATU will be a little bit disappointed about when they've actually ran hard at Jordanstown. They've opened up a little bit. Like, you know, saying that Jordanstown are very good defensively, but when you bring pace into the game, you can open up any team, and probably haven't done it enough.
There's another one into the goalkeeper's arms, so that's about 5 I've counted, maybe 6, either high or low. It's just dropped in.
So in the day, you haven't scored from play, so
yeah, they haven't scored a point from play. They got the goal, but no points. But unlucky, they hit the post, and they hit the post twice, actually, for points. So a little bit unlucky that way, but they'll take a lot from this, I would imagine. First outing, and you know, no one expected them to beat the champions, but at times they have looked decent, and they will be a threat.
Oh, they will. That they have. They've shown glimpses of being very good in different patches of it, especially when they run at the opposition. Like they don't have enough out and out top class forwards to be able to kick scores when you slow it down.
But they've been up against a really rigid defence out there as well, to be fair. Against other teams like Shehu and these boys will get more space and they'll show what they can do. You've given glimpses tonight.
Oh, glimpses, that's what I mean. Glimpses of when you run hard at the team. They have opened up UU, and I know they've only won 4, but they have opened them up. Like they've probably had 3 or 4 goal opportunities that they didn't take. Took one really well. Yeah, so but you're playing and they're probably one of the favourites for Sigerson. They're the reigning champions, you know. Everything kind of has to go your way.
Exactly, yeah. So they will take that from it, and you know, they haven't been beaten out of sight here. Now they're 14 points down, which is pretty significant, but as you say, they've had a lot of chances as well. They've stayed in the game for long periods, and when they got that goal back, you know, it was a great goal as well, and it brought them right back into the game, and then they had that injury as well. So there's things that they can point to say, you know, but we held our own.
On UU side of things, they'll be very happy with tonight. Their structure and their defence is very, very good. They've got dangerous forwards in the likes of McElholm and Cush, who both played very, very well. There's another one dropped short.
That was unlucky there, actually, from Dylan Walsh. To be fair, I thought he was going to get his point, nearly got his goal. But how many times has McGeehan been so safe with his hands in there? It's like there's glue on them. He's really good at reading that, and that was a dangerous one, and he dealt with it so easily.
Yeah, he's a good keeper, good fielder of the ball.
Yeah, he's commanding in there, I think, is the word that I've been using. Number 6 on the sideline there for Jordanstown. That is Owen McAvoy, who has run his race tonight, and here's one of the subs who's come on to make a difference. That's Kieran Moore. The ball just belted out here, and this is where they have been pretty good in the last 5 minutes or so, and you have been wanting them in particular to carry the ball as quickly as they can, and Shehu leaves it off to Dylan Walsh, and Ulster University have got plenty of players back, so they come back out to Emmanuel Shehu, and now across to Mark Walsh. So they've held up the attack a little bit, but Walsh is calling for a back, and he's a sort of a left corner position now, even though he's wearing number 2. The run is by Dylan Walsh, the Dylan with an I, and the foul is by McGill. So we're coming up now to the last couple of minutes of the game, and Liam, I didn't prompt you about this, but I'm sure you're well used to it from working with Ocean FM. We'll be approaching you in a minute or two for a selection for a player of the match and contenders from throughout both teams as well, as we see a sub coming on for ATU Sligo. And is it Emmanuel Shehu going off? I think it is, and the sub coming on is number 20 for ATU, and that is Jack Casey, Leitrim man. Good spread of counties, never mind clubs. I should have mentioned that as well. Just to get a run in the last couple of minutes here. Don't see any movement on the Ulster University side. No more subs. They put about 5 or 6 on in about, it seemed about 5 or 6 minutes, and made an impact in the game just to completely take it away. That's a good dig from Kerry. He's a good free taker, isn't he?
Very good free taker. He just needs to bring more pace into his game to do things that little bit quicker, but he's very good. He's good on the ball. He's a good striker of the ball. He's a very good free taker.
And it brings them to 1-5, but 2-15, an impressive total for the defending champions, and they did have another goal chance or two. Kick out belted very high up the middle from McGeehan, and the big men go for it, but on the break, I think that's the number 8 Finan Ryan, Mayo man. This is Dara O'Boyle, and they might finish with a little bit of a flourish here. ATU, they've got a chance, or do they?
No.
Good
well closed down.
Yeah, they did well to close it down. But Dara O'Boyle, that's a good dig.
Score. That's a good score.
Excellent score by the captain. Yeah, right at the end of the game. And it's actually an added time, so it's taking them added time in the second half, but a good finish there, and he just pulled it in really nicely. Dara O'Boyle from Calgary St. Joseph's in Sligo, and just puts a better look on it again if they could get to double figures now, but I don't know will they have time. 2:15, 1-6. That one aimed at McCann, and he just pops it on and says go on, and it is a lovely pickup by Kieran Moore. A lot of room for them here. Carr plays it in, and they're doing a little bit of showboating here, I think, and in the end the score,
Cushigan.
It is. He's been excellent, which brings me to player of the match, because he's got to be a contender.
Oh yeah, this is, if you could split it, I think you look at the keeper's been excellent for UU. He's taken 3 or 4 out from under the thing. McGeehan, I thought he's been very, very good. McAvoy's been solid at 6 for them, you know. But it's to me, the man of the match is, if you could cheer, but toss it up between Conor Cush and Danny McGill. Both of them have been excellent. I think when the game was probably in the melting pot, I think probably Cush was. I thought he was really good in first half and second half. Danny McGill's had a brilliant second half, you know. But it's a toss up between the two of them. But I think I'll give it to Cush. I think Cush has been excellent right throughout the game for UU. He's really, really good. And McElhone at full 4 has been good too. Like.
He has, yeah. Good performances all round by the champions, and of course it's not an individual game, but those guys in particular have stood up tonight, and I'll maybe get you to pick out a few for the losers tonight. And I say losers, but that I think is a super score, is it? It is, and it brings them up to the double figures. They'll be happy enough for that, and it was Matthew Carey, and indeed he's got to be one of the players that you were impressed with tonight in parts.
Yeah, Carey has showed snatches have been very good. Jack Levin has showed snaps have been very good. Mark Walsh is at times done. Johnson got a great goal from fullback for them. Actually, Shehu, the lad in the corner, showed very, very well throughout the game. So you know, for Sligo, there's been a couple of good performances as well. They won't want to give away a goal here at the end now, but
could be a point at the end. Never mind a goal. No, it's neither. But you know what's interesting? The last 10 minutes or so, especially, maybe it's with the subs coming on, but unlike the first 10 minutes of the game, when subs come on, maybe there's more room, but they really go for it. They're more direct, whereas in the first 10 minutes of the game, nobody's been really direct.
Yeah, and I think that's the thing that Sligo's got to, I think, learn a bit from tonight. Go at it a little bit more. They're not the biggest team in the world, so if you slow down, you're not going to open up oppositions really, really well. I think you have to bring pace, have a lot of pace in their team, and I think if they learn from that, they'll bring something big into the next round, and nobody will want to meet them. So they will, but you know, there've been some good performances from the team. I think there's more I think in Matthew Carey. I think there's more in the 2 Walshes. I think there's probably a little bit more finishing quality in Shehu, you know, so they won't need to bring that into the next couple of games. You will be very, very happy. Long journey down, kick 2:16. It's a good score on an evening like this evening.
Absolutely, and they've got it back, and they might get another score here just to finish the job completely in the 64th minute. They're all going forward in big numbers and quick hands as well to get it to Cush, who we think maybe is player of the match. He might just seal it, but hold on, this is Hamill. I think he got 1 score already, and the sub has just pulled that one to the left, but they went forward with a lot of energy. That might be just about it. And by the way, Liam O'Gormley, do you remember Carl McKenna playing under you?
Carl McKenna.
He's claiming it. He's claiming it.
Oh, I'm a Carl.
Well, the laugh says it all.
A super footballer. So he is.
Are you saying that?
And a really good character.
Okay, well, he's watching on the live stream, as have been a lot of people
tonight, which has been great. The only game on tonight, and we've been able to bring it to people up and down the country, including Aaron Clogher from a warm, he's just rubbing it in, Padraig Pierce GAA Clubhouse, where he's a cosy audience, again rubbing it in, of 9 tuning in Sligo. You see, that's the thing, you get over 2,000 devices, but one of them could be 9 or 10 people watching. So a huge audience, a great profile for the higher education games, the Electric Ireland Championships, starting on the 7th of January. And only the one game sadly today, but at least we've been able to show it to you, and they are the champions, and they have been able to put on a show here and get it to 2:17 now. And of course we had that big stoppage for an injury when Donald went off. That explains why we're now in the 65th minute, almost into the 66th minute. But I'd say that is just about it. Liam Devaney, the referee from Sligo, will probably blow it up here as the kick out is from Cian Kilcoyne. And as I say that, maybe he will let it go a little bit. It's a cold one here. I think we've had enough, or near enough. There's a 24 on there, by the way, for ATU. Did I mention him before? Kyle McNulty from Arua and Donegal, Ballyshannon, another man. And here it's just really opened up now, hasn't it? And
yeah,
they might just get another one here to take it to 2:17. So the score being a little bit unrepresentative of the game, certainly in the first half. But this is a different game. That's Shehu doing really well. That's the sub. He come on, he did well. Favour Shehu from Cavan Gales.
He's done well since he came on too, so he has.
Yeah, he might be in favour after this.
Yeah.
Had to throw that in there. But he didn't start the game, so he wasn't in favour, but he is now. Can't help it, sorry, favour. Here comes Ulster University again. McGill, unselfish this time, could have went for a 6th score. Instead he laid it off, and it was driven over the bar. In fact, it was touched over the bar. Really good save by the goalkeeper, Kilcoyne. I think the finish was from Ewan Mulholland from Waddies. As we watch it again, he came in and indeed touched over the bar, and that made it to 17-17, and lots of great entertainment here tonight. After all, a bit of a cagey start, but you can't complain about that on a Tuesday night here at the start of January.
Oh, that's it. It's better than sitting home watching Emmerdale.
Or watching Arsenal and Newcastle, which probably isn't that as exciting.
Yeah, I think it's just the game started off very cagey in the first 17 or 18 minutes. Look at some great scores in the second half from both teams. We've got a couple of really good goals, a couple of really good scores. This is Danny McGill kicked a couple of great scores, Cush kicked a couple of great scores, McElholm kicked a worldly in the first half. Then in the second half, Conor Johnson kicked a great
goal of the game, score of the game.
Yeah, really good goal. And then Matthew Carey came in with a couple of good long range points as well. You know, I'd say ATU will be a little bit disappointed with the scoreline, but. Look at UUJ or UU, whatever they're called. They'll be a formidable outfit in Sigerson again this year, I see.
Absolutely. Building on last year, the champions are back looking for 2 in a row. Job well done tonight by them. And by the way, they're travelling back, of course, into the north tonight, which is a different colour of warning tonight. That's why we were able to have this game tonight. That explains that. But it's been a journey well worth it for them. And that's the number 15 there. And that is Danny Fullerton. He put away the penalty. And they're all just enjoying this. It's been a comfortable night for them. A good run out for them. And ATU Sligo will take credit as well. And indeed, the college takes credit. And whoever looks after the pitch here, because it was in good nick. And even though it was the only game in the country to survive, it was well worth it. And there were no problems at all with the pitch out there, and it was terrific to be able to be here as Paul Rice steps out to congratulate the big squad there from Ulster University, who have just underlined themselves as probably key number 1 favourites, I'd say, for the Sigerson Cup again this year, to make it back to back. But of course, a long way to go, and nobody else has had a game yet. But boy, they were good tonight. And Liam O'Gormley was with me, a former Ulster University student, and he was impressed by them. And Barry Dillon is talking out there to them. They'll be saying, we did it before, and we've started exactly the way we left off. And ATU are in a huddle over to the left. But that's about us and about it from ATU Sligo. We enjoyed it. Hope you enjoyed it as well, and we'll hopefully have more live streams as the weeks go on. But a big crowd watching online. We hope you enjoyed the free service from Higher Education GAA from myself and the team here in the West. It's goodbye.